Well, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, August 8th at about 10 a.m. in the morning. And we're out here trying to get our hay brought in. And because it's been quite a rainy summer so far, the people that we have do our hay have been busy doing their own hay. And typically we would have our hay brought in probably in the last week of July or maybe the early days of August. And this year it's been delayed just because everything's taken longer. You have to have a certain number of days that are clear before you can bring the hay in. So we're just getting our hay dealt with now. The people that do our hay cut the front field a couple days ago, and we were gonna bring it in last night after it had been raked earlier in the day because of the threat of rain coming again. But our hay was still a bit damp, so we're going to bring it in today. Hopefully a fellow's going to come today around noon or slightly after noon and try to bale it. But the problem is we've got the remains of Hurricane Debby coming up towards us, and I think the outer bands of that are supposed to start here around 3 o'clock from what I've seen on the forecast. So I'm just hoping we can get our 2 or 3 trailers in off of this field before those rain showers start, or the whole hay here could be ruined. It was just not quite dry enough last night when we were hoping to bale it, just around 6 o'clock. So we left it for another day, and it's been variably sunny and cloudy this morning, but we're hoping it's going to hold off at least till 3 o'clock or more of the rain. So we'll see how she goes. So these are the rows of the hay after it's been raked. Here's some of the high clouds that are moving in from the west. And there's still blue sky around most of these clouds, so that's optimistic. Earlier in the morning I did see a rain cell on the south side of Lake Ontario that seemed to be moving this way. But hopefully that's stopped or gone somewhere else for now. So it's 1 o'clock now, and we just got started baling, or the farmer did, up at the front field, and then the rains came. So this was the number of bales he got baled, but these are already damp inside, so they're really no good. We did bring in a few bales from last night prior to the rain that we got baled, and those are okay, they're in the barn. But basically the whole front field now is really no good for horses' use, as those bales will be all moisture inside, and it's not going to dry out now for the rest of today. And then we've got the hurricane remnants coming tonight and tomorrow, which are supposed to bring 50 to 70 millimeters of rain. So that field's gone, and we still have our other field down here, and we're just going to have to make sure we get that in a good dry period, and hopefully that'll make it through the winter for us. It's hard to be a farmer. So even though the forecast said we weren't going to get rain probably till 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock, I had a sneaking suspicion that we were going to get it earlier. Just something about the feel of the day. Early this morning it was clear, although there was some high cloud building in, and that got progressively thicker right up until quickly at 8 o'clock even. Then the wind increased, and it was just very humid air. And sure enough, by noon, when the fellow finally got ready to bale, it started raining. We've had very good luck here over the 24 years we've been here. I think that's the first time we've actually lost a big area of hay like that. So as you can see, this is what happened to all that wet hay that was out in the field. The farmer turned it into round bales, and we've probably got close to 18 or 20 of these sitting here. I was actually hoping maybe we could have chopped it up out in the field somehow and used it for compost, but I don't know if they can actually do that even. So now we have these big bales sitting here. We did have one person come over and look at it for possible cow feed, but I think they deemed that it was probably even too far gone for that. So I'm not sure what will become of these. We could end up taking them into the sand pit and spreading them around perhaps in a certain fashion that would help them to deteriorate faster. I don't really like the thought of them sitting here taking years and years to compost because they're all compacted into the big bales. At least the field is clear of the old hay now. You can't really leave it out there or it'll mess things up for the following season. So after that haying debacle this morning, I decided to head out with the dogs on a walk. So we came over to Curl Road at the Napanee River, and that's where we're sitting right now. We've walked over on the Cataractway Trail from Yarker. So we might as well get some value out of the day. I also did cut all the grass this morning prior to attempting to hay. So Environment Canada has issued a heavy rainfall warning for tonight and tomorrow due to the remnants of Tropical Storm Debby, or formerly Hurricane Debby, that has come up all the way from the Caribbean right up to this area, which is quite a rare event. Usually these would get swept off the east coast before they get anywhere near us. But this one has just managed to hang on inland and coming right up through along the east side of the Mississippi. So that's kind of nice to witness for a change. And we're potentially able to get anywhere from 50 to 75 millimeters of rain, or 2 to 3 inches. Now I'll be a bit surprised if we get that amount, but theoretically we should be able to get 1 or 2 inches, I would hope. So now that our one field of hay has been sort of ruined, it can rain all at once. The other hay is still standing, and we will try not to cut it until we have several good days. It's always fun to experience different kinds of weather events. Now, I've never experienced a true hurricane. I've never been in a place where a true hurricane is occurring. I probably should do that at some point just to witness it, but I'm never near those areas usually when they occur. But usually these hurricane remnants can be quite interesting in their own right. So maybe later, tonight or tomorrow, if the weather gets interesting and fairly vigorous, I'll try to get out and record some of that for the weather lovers on this channel. Okay, 2:56, and we're heading back along the Cataractway Trail towards Yarker. And we'll get a look at the skies when we get out into the more open area. It's amazing how that storm is affecting this area already, because it's still away down in the Carolinas and Virginia, the main circulation. But what we're experiencing here, I gather, is just the outer cloud mass associated with it that's already stretching up into the southern Great Lakes.